The other thing that I work on with horses, with groundwork, is I want my horses to be really soft. So I want to be able to ride them without having to pull on them really hard. So another thing that I will do with them as part of their groundwork is teaching the horse to bend their head and neck to the side. So with Barbie here, you can see if I just bend, pick up a little bit with that lead rope, do you see how she brings her nose around very politely and very nicely? And she stayed there until I let her have her head back, okay? So when I do that, I essentially stand pretty close to my horse's shoulder because I don't want my feet to get stepped on. I run my hand down the lead rope, kind of pretending like I'm riding my horse, and I'm gonna ask her to tip her head to the side. Now she is super polite about this, so she's really, really soft and responds to barely any pressure. And if she moves her head before I asked her to, she's really kind about bringing that head and neck back. So I do this quite a bit on a young horse before I ride them so that it's much easier once I'm on top of the horse for them to understand to bend their head and neck. So my rules for my horse, if I ask you to bend your head towards me, you have to do that. They're never allowed to take their head away from me. So if I was standing here with Barbie and she decided to look off to the left, now if I'm just standing here and doing nothing, I may not really care about that, okay? So if I'm just standing here neutral and she looks left, I might pay attention to wonder what she's looking at. But if I'm working with her and she tries to take her head the wrong direction, then I'm gonna go ahead and correct her and say, no, that's not what I asked you to do. So when we're doing all of that work with disengaging the hindquarters and moving their bodies around, that nose always has to bend in the direction I asked it to go. She's never allowed to take her head to the opposite direction.